It was New Year's Eve of 2016, and my girlfriend and I were hosting a party at my condo. I had invited around 30 people and told everyone they could bring friends, as long as they were respectful of the place. Earlier that evening, while we were setting everything up, we started noticing something strange. Small things kept going missing, like the TV remote, her bag, or other items we needed at the moment, and then a few minutes later they would reappear in places we had already checked. At first, we thought we were just being forgetful or accidentally moving things without realizing it, so we ignored it and continued preparing for the party. Around 9 to 10 p.m., guests started arriving. Since many people had brought friends, there were several unfamiliar faces in the crowd. To be cautious, I had already set up surveillance cameras in rooms where we kept valuables, like the living room and near the bedrooms. Even after everyone had arrived, things still kept disappearing. At one point, I wanted to show my friends a new pair of shoes my girlfriend had given me for Christmas, but I couldn't find them anywhere. I also noticed that my bedroom window was open, which seemed odd, but I assumed it was just part of the chaos of hosting a party. As midnight approached, everyone gathered around the TV to watch the ball drop. While looking around the room, I noticed a tall man wearing a black trench coat standing near the wall opposite the TV. He seemed out of place, quietly looking down as if he was doing something near the couch. I was about to ask my friend Alan if he knew who the man was, but the countdown began, and everyone's attention shifted to celebrating the new year. When the cheering, hugs, and celebrations settled, I realized that the man was no longer in the room. When I casually asked someone about him, they told me he was Tom's friend, so I didn't think much of it. Later, one of my friend's girlfriends came downstairs and mentioned that the man in the trench coat had been in the bathroom for a long time and wasn't coming out. I reassured her that he was supposedly Tom's friend and suggested she use another bathroom. As the night went on, the party began to wind down, and by around 2 a.m., most of the guests had left. My girlfriend and I decided to quickly check if anything important was missing before going to bed. That was when we realized her bag was completely gone, along with some of my expensive watches. We immediately went to the bedroom to check the surveillance footage. As we fast-forwarded through the recordings, we eventually spotted the man in the trench coat. He was seen entering the guest bedroom and going through our belongings. I paused the footage, feeling a surge of anger, and quickly clipped a short segment to send to Tom. I texted him, accusing his friend of stealing from us. However, Tom responded with confusion, saying he didn't recognize the person at all. After sending him the video, he insisted again that he had no idea who the man was. At that point, I started messaging other friends who had attended the party, asking if anyone knew the man. One by one, they all replied that they had never seen him before. Growing increasingly uneasy, my girlfriend and I returned to the footage and continued watching. We saw the man enter our bedroom, open the window, and begin dropping our belongings outside, including my girlfriend's bag. Suddenly, he seemed to react as if he had heard something, and then he quickly crawled under the bed. We froze as we watched, unable to process what we were seeing. We fast-forwarded further through the footage, but he never came out from under the bed. Slowly, we looked down at the bed we were sitting on, realizing that the same man could still be underneath us. My girlfriend was on the verge of screaming, so I covered her mouth and whispered that we needed to run. However, she let out a cry, and I immediately told her to run. We rushed out of the room, and just before slamming the door, I glanced under the bed and saw him staring back at me. We locked ourselves in the kitchen, grabbed knives for protection, and called the police. They arrived within minutes, but by the time they searched the condo, the man had already escaped. The bedroom window was open again, and it was clear that he had used it to get away. We later handed over the footage to the police, who reviewed it and captured a clear image of his face. Despite their efforts, the man was never identified or found. The entire experience left us shaken, and even now, the memory of that night, and the moment we realized he was under the bed with us, remains impossible to forget.